Welcome back to Dinar Daily, the channel where we break down the stories, the hype, the rumors, and the reality behind global currency speculation, especially when it comes to the Iraqi dinar. Today's video dives into one of the hottest topics circulating across dinar forums, guru live streams, and rumor channels. What Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani's latest political victory actually means for the Iraqi dinar and the long-standing dream of a massive RV. You've probably seen titles like "This Is It," or "Sudani just triggered the RV." And maybe even heard whispers claiming that this election outcome is the one speculators have been waiting for. But in this video, we're going to unpack the truth, step by step, without the hype, without the emotion, and definitely without the fantasy. So sit tight, because what you're about to hear is the full picture, something every dinar holder needs to understand clearly. Following Tuesday's parliamentary election, Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani's Reconstruction and Development Coalition emerged as the largest bloc in the new Iraqi assembly, a development that instantly sent shockwaves through speculation communities. Overnight, excitement exploded in dinar groups, YouTube channels, Telegram rooms, and Facebook forums, with people convinced that this political shift meant the mythical revaluation. The instantaneous miracle that would transform a small stack of banknotes into life-changing wealth was finally approaching. The same excitement repeats every election cycle, every budget update, every official meeting, every U.S. diplomatic visit. And yet, reality never changes. Sudani's electoral success does not move Iraq any closer to the kind of overnight, thousand-fold jump imagined in Dinar RV circles. This belief, no matter how passionately discussed online, remains fundamentally impossible. Every Iraqi election triggers the same predictable sequence in dinar speculation communities. First comes the euphoria and the wild claims that something monumental has shifted. Then come the elaborate theories where people connect unrelated political events to the supposed timeline of an imminent revaluation. After that, the self-proclaimed gurus swoop in with dramatic predictions, claiming to have inside contacts in the central bank, the U.S. Treasury, or even global secret committees. And finally, silence, nothing happens, hope dissolves, and the hype resets until the next political event rekindles the cycle. Sudani's victory is already being woven into these narratives. Some say his policies are coded signals. Others insist his alliances with international institutions are a green light. A few even claim, without evidence, that he's quietly promised behind closed doors to approve an RV once his coalition forms the government. These claims appear every election. They were false before. They are false now. And they will be false next time. The patterns never change. Now, let's actually examine what Sudani's victory does mean, because it's important to be realistic and fair. Political continuity can indeed help Iraq. More stability allows for steadier policymaking, clearer economic planning, more consistent infrastructure development, and more reliable cooperation with the international community. It may also support the slow, gradual strengthening of institutions, including anti-corruption initiatives and modernization efforts. These developments are legitimately good for Iraq and could benefit the dinar over very long periods of time. However, they have absolutely nothing to do with a revaluation in the way speculators imagine it. A currency appreciating slowly over years because of economic improvement is normal. A currency multiplying its value overnight by 100, 500, or 1,000 times is not normal. It is economically impossible. To understand why, let's walk through what an RV at the levels speculators talk about would actually do. Imagine Iraq waking up tomorrow and announcing that the dinar is suddenly worth $1, or 3, or even higher. Speculators love these numbers. But these rates would instantly destroy Iraq's economy. Oil, Iraq's lifeblood, is priced globally in dollars. If the dinar suddenly became artificially valuable, Iraq would receive a fraction of the dinars it currently gets for each barrel of oil sold, wiping out government finances overnight. Exports would collapse because Iraq's goods would become too expensive on the world market. Meanwhile, imports would become extremely cheap, flooding Iraq's markets with foreign products and crushing local industries. factories would shut down, jobs would disappear, investors would panic, and foreign reserves would drain at dangerous speed. A sudden revaluation of this magnitude is not just unlikely, it's the economic equivalent of national suicide. No responsible government would do this, and no central bank would approve it. The Central Bank of Iraq has repeated this, over and over, for more than a decade. Yet every time the CBI denies plans for an RV, gurus claim the denial is part of a secret plan. If we shift the focus back to Sudani, his economic record tells a very different story from what speculators imagine. His policies have centered on infrastructure expansion, improving electricity supply, stabilizing the currency auctions, reducing corruption in key ministries, and diversifying revenue sources so Iraq relies less heavily on oil. These are essential steps for building a healthier economy. But none of these steps are connected to a secret plan to rewrite the value of the currency overnight. Sudani cannot unilaterally change the value of the dinar, and even if he attempted it, the central bank, not the prime minister, controls currency policy. And beyond the legal authority, the economic consequences would be severe enough to destabilize the country, making such a move unthinkable. Meanwhile, the dinar promotion industry has already begun capitalizing on the news of Sudani's win. YouTube channels are posting videos titled "This is the Trigger," or "RV Now Guaranteed." Conference calls are resurfacing, filled with recycled predictions. Dealer websites, where dinars are sold at massive markups, are seeing a spike in traffic. Paid intel rooms are buzzing with claims that insiders have confirmed the RV is scheduled for next week, next month, or before the end of the year. Some forums are pushing the narrative that Sudani met with Western officials who approved the RV as long as certain political tasks are completed. All of these claims lack evidence. But they generate views, clicks, donations, and purchases, which is exactly why they are pushed so aggressively. For many promoters, the Dinar RV story is not an investment strategy, it is a business model. And when you compare this hype to reality, the pattern becomes crystal clear. Major political milestones have come and gone in Iraq, each one hyped as the final key to the RV. The formation of previous governments did not trigger an RV. Iraq's exit from Chapter 7 UN sanctions did not trigger an RV. Major economic projects did not trigger an RV. International agreements did not trigger an RV. Currency reform discussions did not trigger an RV. No matter what happens, positive or negative, the RV narrative gets applied to it. The event changes, but the fantasy remains the same. Sudani's victory will enter this list. It will energize speculation briefly, then fade as time passes and nothing happens. And when the hope fades, the cycle will simply reset around the next budget vote, next international meeting, or next political development. For dinar holders looking for clarity, here is what Sudani's victory realistically means. In the short term, nothing changes. The exchange rate will continue to follow the central bank's policies and Iraq's underlying economic fundamentals, not election outcomes. In the long term, if Sudani's government improves stability, reduces corruption, and strengthens the economy, the dinar may gradually appreciate through normal market processes over years, not days, not weeks, and certainly not overnight. And for those who purchased dinars expecting a massive RV, the economic fundamentals remain the same. The dinar is a thinly traded, exotic currency from a developing economy. Dealer markups have already resulted in losses for many buyers, and holding on to RV hopes prevents realistic financial planning. At the end of the day, Iraqi politics matter deeply for the Iraqi people. These elections shape policies that determine services, jobs, and living conditions for millions. Trying to reinterpret these political outcomes as secret signals of a hidden global monetary event is not only misguided, it distracts from the real progress and real challenges on the ground. Sudani's win is a political event, not a financial miracle. The Dinar RV myth persists only because people profit from promoting it. The sooner investors recognize this reality, the sooner they can make informed, responsible decisions based on facts instead of fantasies. And here at Dinar Daily, we'll continue to bring you the truth, without hype, without illusions, and without false promises.